If you are following along with me, we are doing the journal pages for lesson 7-12. So it says shopping at the stock up sale. So we're going to be doing using the same prices that we did in the math message and the examples. And you can find those prices online if you search under Math Masters and you search these page numbers. Because I'm not quite sure if they include it in your student journal or not. Because I only have access to the online version. Okay, so it says use the stock up sale poster on Math Masters, pages TA57-TA58 to solve each number story. Show how you solved the problems. Number 1, Jeff bought 5 toothbrushes and 1 tube of toothpaste. What was the total cost? So he purchased 5 toothbrushes and 1 tube of toothpaste. So let's go look at how much those items cost. So here's toothpaste, and then where is toothbrushes? Okay, now 1 toothbrush is $1.38, but remember, he is qualifying for the 5 or more sale because he is only paying $1.13 because he's buying 5 of them. Okay, then for toothpaste, he's only buying 1 tube of toothpaste, so he is paying $1.39. So let's solve this one. So this is definitely a multi-step problem. The first thing we need to know is what is the total cost of the 5 toothbrushes? That's step number 1. So we're going to do 5 times $1.13, which is the same thing as doing 5 times 1 13/100. Okay, we did those in the practice problems, turning a money value or a decimal into a fraction. So I'm going to break apart 1 13/100. So it's going to be 5 times 1 plus 13/100. So then I'm going to do 5 times 1. And then 5 plus 5 times 13/100. And 5 times 1 is 5. Plus, if I do 5 times 13, it's 65 plus 65/100. I get 5 and 65/100. That is the price of 5 toothbrushes. That was step number 1. So now we want to know how much is those 5 toothbrushes plus a tube of toothpaste. So remember, a tube of toothpaste was $1.39, right? This is how much the toothpaste cost. So we can also write that as 1 39/100. So I'm going to take 5 and 65/100 plus 1 39/100, and I'm going to add those together. So if I add 5 plus 1, I get 6. Oh, guys, my Apple Pencil died. I'm going to go charge it really quick, and then I'll come back and finish the rest of this video. Sorry about that, guys. My Apple Pencil is now fully charged. So we were adding together the amount that it would cost for 5 toothbrushes at the discounted price and 1 tube of toothpaste. So when you add 5 and 65/100 and 1 and 69/100, you get 5 plus 1, which is 6, and 65 plus 39, which is 104/100. So now you know 104/100 is a improper fraction, so you have to change that to a mixed number. So I'm going to leave the 6, and I'm going to take out a whole, which is 100/100, and I'm left with 4/100. And if you add that all together, you get 7 and 4/100. And if I were to write that as a decimal, it would be 7 and 4/100. So that is the total cost of 5 toothbrushes and 1 tube of toothpaste. Okay, let's look at number 2. Mr. De La Garza pays for 8 boxes of tissues with a $5 bill. How much change does he get? So again, this is a multi-step word problem. So we're going to go back to our poster and we're going to look at how much a box of tissues is at the discounted price. So here is tissues, and since he's buying 5 or more, he gets them for 57 cents a box. So each box is 57 cents. And he bought 8 of them. So the first step is figuring out how much does that cost. So you would do, there's 8 groups of 57. So 8 times 57 hundredths. And if I did 57 times 8 over on the side, 8 times 7 is 56. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 5 is 456. So your answer is 456 hundredths. Now, he paid with a $5 bill. If I wanted to write a $5 bill in hundredths, it would be 500 hundredths. So here's number 2. Now we have to figure out how much change. If he paid with a $5 bill, which is also 500 hundredths, minus the 456 hundredths it cost, he would be left with 44 hundredths, which you can also write as 0 and 44 cents. Okay, so those are the first 2 problems. Let's look at 3 and 4. How much more do 5 pairs of shoelaces cost than 3 pairs of shoelaces? So we're going to go back to our chart and we're going to find where we found shoelaces. So here we are. And if I zoom in, a pair of shoelaces cost $1.27. But if you bought 5 or more, it is $1.08. So the problem says he bought 5 pairs of shoelaces, and since he bought 5 or more, he would only have to pay $1.08, which can be written as 1 and 8 hundredths. So now we're going to rewrite this as 5 times 1 plus 8 hundredths, which would be 5 times 1 minus adding 5 times 8 hundredths. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 5 times 8, which is 40 hundredths. So you would get 5 and 40 hundredths, or $5.40. That's step 1. Now, if he only bought 3 pairs of shoelaces, it would cost him $1.27 because he's not buying a large quantity, so he doesn't get the discount. So I'm going to do a line here. So now we're going to do the same thing for number 2, but we're doing 3 times 1 and 27 hundredths, which would be 3 times 1 plus 3 times 27 hundredths. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 3 times 27 is 81 hundredths, which gives you 3 and 81 hundredths, or $3.81. Now, they asked you how much more does the 5 pairs of shoelaces cost than the 3 pairs of shoelaces. So that is our final step to this word problem. So the final step would be 5 and 40 hundredths. So the value of 5 pairs of shoelaces minus 3 and 81 hundredths, which is the cost of 3 shoelaces. Now, this 40 is smaller than 81, so I have to take a whole away from that 5. So I'm going to rewrite this as 4 and 140 hundredths minus 3 and 81 hundredths. And if I did 4 minus 3, I would get 1. And if I did 140 minus 81, I would get 59 hundredths. So your answer is $1.59 more. Don't forget to put the answer up here. 50 cents more. Okay, last one, number 4. How much does it cost to buy 5 rolls of wrapping paper than 2 rolls of wrapping paper? So let's look at how much wrapping paper costs. So here's wrapping paper, and if he only buys less than 5 rolls, it's $2.35. But if he buys 5 or more, he only pays $1.86. So now we're going to go back and do our math. So how much more does it cost? Step number 1, figure out how much 5 rolls of wrapping paper costs. So remember, if he buys 5 rolls, he only has to pay $1.86, which can be written as 1 whole and 86 hundredths. So we would do 5 times that 1 whole plus 5 times the fraction, which is 86 hundredths. And then we're going to solve. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 5 times 86, which I can do over here, times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. And 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3, 43. So 5 plus 430 hundredths. Which I can rewrite as 4 wholes and 30 hundredths. So 5 rolls of wrapping paper costs 5 plus 4 and 30 hundredths. 5 plus 4 is $9, and then add the fraction is 30 cents. Okay. The 2 rolls of wrapping paper is step number 2. If he only bought 2 rolls of wrapping paper, it would be more expensive because it is $1.35, which I can write as 2 and 35 hundredths. So now I'm going to multiply the whole number times the mixed number. So you would do the whole numbers first, 2 times 2, plus the whole number, which is 2, times 35, which is the fraction 35 hundredths. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 times 35, which is 70. So this becomes 70 hundredths, which is equal to 4 and 7 hundredths, which is 4 and 70 cents. So now you are going to take this as a fraction and this as a fraction and subtract them. And this is how you're going to do it. So here's step number 3. $9.30 can be written as 900 430, right? Because this 9 represents 100 100ths 9 times over 100 minus $4.70 could be written as 470 hundredths. And if you subtract 930 minus 470, you get 460 hundredths, which is equal to, I could take out 4 wholes, and I'm left with 60 cents, 60 hundredths, which I also can write as $4.60. So 5 rolls of wrapping paper costs $4.60 more than 2 rolls of wrapping paper. So watch the next video to see the answers for the math boxes.